And now, I talk back with Ray
I'm telling you, I couldn't make it up if I tried.
and Mandii.
You've got to be freaking kidding me. You know what? That's all I'm saying.
Welcome back to I Talk Back with Ray and Mandii. You have Mandii right here and Ray somewhere else on your screen.
Right here.
We are joined today by a guest. Her name is Veronica. Hello, Veronica.
Hi. Hi.
We're gonna chat a little bit today about health, wellness. Veronica has a business where she does, is it supplements, right? Is that what it is?
Yes, supplements. Yes.
Yeah.
Nutrients. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody knows health and well-being is so important. We have one body, one life. Make sure you're taking care of it. And so we're going to kind of chat about that today. So Veronica, tell us about yourself.
So my name, of course, Veronica. People at my job know me as Ronnie.
Oh,
And so I'm 56 years old. I have 5 kids and 9 grandkids, and of course I'm married. And I do have a regular 8 to 5 job. Sometimes it becomes 24/7.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Tell me
And so,
about it.
yeah. But since I was younger, I've always had a little side hustle to make extra money to provide for my family. Because I was a single mom for a little while with 3 little girls. And so I needed to find something to help, with the expenses since I went from 2 salaries to one. And so, yeah. And so I just continue to do that. Um, Recently, not very long ago, probably about 3 years, I joined another company named Immunotec. Immunotec is a company that sells supplements, and we have about 18 different products that we sell. And the star product is called Immunocal. It has a component, it's cysteine, and that's a precursor to glutathione. Glutathione, I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but glutathione is a master antioxidant. Glutathione is a powerful antioxidant. I'm going to read my note here. Naturally produced by our body, it plays a vital role in protecting cells from damage caused by oxidative stress and harmful molecules known as free radicals. Glutathione supports various bodily functions, including immune system health, detoxification, and maintaining cellular integrity. It's often referred to as the master antioxidant because of its central role in recycling and recharging all antioxidant functions, thereby maintaining overall well-being and defending against the effects of aging, pollution, and stress. In fact, your life depends upon glutathione. It wakes up your cell. It wakes up your
Right.
cell. In your cell, there is four different molecules, and glutathione is one of those. And that's the master of the molecules that are in your cell. Once you get your cells cleaned up, your cells begin to work, your tissues begin to feel better, your organs begin to feel better, and your whole body begins to feel better. And it also says here, your body would have little resistance to bacteria, viruses, and cancer, and your liver would cease functioning from accumulation of toxins if we didn't have glutathione. So what I've learned over the years, because I do go to my weekly meetings and I go to special events that the company puts on, for us to grow and to learn and to network with other consultants. Um, what I've learned is that this what I sell is not a miracle. It's not. It's just it's a discovery that was made by 2 people, a woman and a man. They're doctors, scientists, over 45 years ago. So this product has over 45 years of studies.
Mhm. Yeah.
And you can find this, as you know, because you're in the medical field, supplements do not make it into the PDR, the physician's desk reference book, but Immunocal did. So that's our star product, Immunocal. That's our first product that we began. It's been in the market over 25 years, but has studies over 45 years.
Yeah, and that was gonna be my question. How long has it been around? 'Cause I'd never heard of it. Because you work with my mom, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
work with your mom.
Yeah. So
And so I work there at the diocese, right?
yeah.
And so for me, I really would love to be able to let people know about this where I work, because it's a wonderful nutrient.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I can't do that like 8 to 5.
Right.
So when I heard about this opportunity, I was going to ask your mom about it, and she texted me. I'm just like, we're thinking the same.
Yeah.
And
No.
so
But
I became excited. And I don't know, can I share my screen?
yeah, I don't see. Yeah, if you're able to on your side.
Let me see, because I had
Yeah, because like Ray and I have been in healthcare for over, 25 years, and both of us are very passionate about allowing our bodies to self-regulate and not put,
yes.
any synthetic things in to make, because we want our body to function how it's going to function without needing help. So as the whatever natural, like the most natural things possible is what we're passionate about, because Ray and I both feel that you shouldn't have to put a band-aid on whatever the problem is.
Yeah.
Let your body figure it out and do it. Like Ray, when I first met Ray, you were a medical assistant, right? So so she was a medical assistant when I first met her. So she knows more on the clinical side than I do. I just know what I've learned over the years working where I've worked. You know what I mean? So
yes.
This kind of stuff, the clinical stuff, may be more familiar to Ray than me, but I do know some of it as well. But we both do know that you should let your body self-regulate if you can. And your body is going to need help from time to time, but you can find the most natural products possible to help it, things that your body naturally produces, like melatonin, things like that. Sometimes you need a little help. But like for me, I don't drink caffeine. I don't do anything with carbonation. So when my body has to wake up, it has to wake up naturally, because I won't
naturally.
I won't do caffeine to help me wake up. Or like when I'm sick, I have a very high tolerance for pain, but I go as long as I can without needing medication. And then if I need medication to help me, then I'll take it, because I just don't. I want my body to be able to fix itself without needing help from outside synthetic substances.
Yes.
Like I've actually started. So me personally, I actually have lupus. Just so you're aware that Ms. Veronica and Amanda knows that. Yeah. So I have lupus, which obviously is the immunosuppressant, right? So
yes,
I am very like So I've heard of glucagon. Simply because of my illness. And so so they ended up doing like a hematology, different tests, and then they came out with they narrowed it down to where either I had lupus or I had it was a type of cancer. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was a type of cancer. But so what happened was, I literally had to have a bone marrow biopsy done, and a leukemia. It was leukemia or lupus. So I had to have a bone marrow biopsy done because my body did not have white blood cells. So when they ruled out like HIV, they had to do all these testing to make sure what was wrong with your white blood cell count. It came back that my body was producing them fine. My bone marrow was fine. It was just that when it came into my bloodstream, my body treated my healthy white blood cells as a virus, and so it would attack. Yeah. That's why I'm very particular when it comes to being around sick people, my environment, medications, because I will get sicker faster when I'm exposed to something, just because I don't simply have the white blood cells to fight it, than somebody else would possibly, right? So even talking about antibiotics, like I actually make my own now. I Like I use turmeric, ginger, honey, like cinnamon, and I gotta make my own little antibiotic. So
Yeah.
kind of like I've been trying to do more natural things and kind of
Yeah.
more assisting my body do what it should do versus trying to do artificial things with
Right.
it.
Yes. Mhm.
So I totally am on board with this. Like this, I've never heard of Immunotec, believe
Yeah.
it or not. But
Mm-hmm.
it would for my community, people that have lupus, it seems like it would be just simply because it's mainly talks about your immune system. That would be
Exactly.
really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
That's why I read it.
And like here,
Want to hear about this? Yeah.
a little part of what we learn, Immunotech, the science you can,
Yeah.
like I said, it was 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that we just, discovered last week or even 3 or 4 years ago. It's been 45 years.
Yeah.
And so we have several patents, including patents for children with autism. We have 2 patents that include that for, or not only children, but people with autism, that this nutrient helps them because your brain also has cells, and so the glutathione begins to work, and the cells start. It's like you take a scrubber and you scrub your cells
Yeah.
with this nutrient that we consume. And like I said, it's not a medication, but because, and if you go into the PDR and you look up Immunocal, it's going to show you, they'll list some different illnesses that they've discovered that it's helped, like HIV, AIDS, cancer, autoimmune.
Mm-hmm.
Autoimmune is big.
That's what lupus. Lupus is the autoimmune disease. That's how I was like
Yes.
looking at it. I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And then it's a clean label, which means we don't put any chemicals in it. There's no chemicals in it. It's a clean label and anybody can use it. We have one Immunocall. It's called Immunocall Sport. And it sounds like only athletes can use it, but I use it as a diabetic. I use it because it helps with circulation. And so I use the 3 Immunocalls and several other of the products that we have. The Sport, and like I said, I go to the different classes that they provide for us, and we start to learn from our doctors that are there. We have doctors. We have a doctor in San Antonio who is part of our company, but he still has his clinic. And if he sees that regular medication is not working for his patients, he recommends to them that they might want to try this supplement, right? This nutrient. Currently, we're in 17 countries.
Is this so these products are you able to get them over the counter? Do you have to have somebody that you're connected with in order to be able to get these? Like, how do you have access to these?
So these are not available over the counter. You would have to contact me. I would be the contact, and I could sign you up as a client. I could send you, whoever's interested, I could send you my link, and you would go in there and go in straight into my web page, which is my store, and you click whatever it is that you want. This is what glutathione does for you. The 4 vital functions. It improves your immune system, detoxification, gives you energy, and it's an antioxidant. But I wanted to share this quote. Yeah, Dr. Luc Montagnier, he was a Nobel Prize winner. He wrote a book, and in his book, he dedicated a chapter to Immunocall. And he said in there, glutathione is of major significance in cellular antioxidant activity, and that Immunocall functioning as a cysteine delivery system can enhance glutathione synthesis. So the older we get, the less glutathione we have. The cysteine helps regenerate the glutathione in your body.
I wonder a blood test you could take to see if you're low.
Right?
I don't know.
What would they test?
Right?
To see if you're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have an illness, your glutathione is low.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah. If you have an autoimmune, if you have autoimmune, cancer, diabetes, everything,
Yeah.
everything. Like I'm a diabetic, like I said, and what our doctors tell us is that you still continue your plan with your doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And you can share this with them and tell them, please look it up in your PDR. You're going to find it. And it's just a nutrient. And I took it to my endocrinologist,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, oh yeah, it doesn't look like it's anything bad. I know. I've been taking it.
Yeah.
I joined this for a health issue that my daughter was having. And so
Mm-hmm.
we began giving it to her first.
And how long has she been on it, and what differences have you seen?
So my daughter, she was 17 years old when they discovered that she had a pituitary gland tumor.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing she did was an MRI,
Mm-hmm.
and they found that she had a very tiny tumor, two 2.2 millimeter, tiny. She said you could barely hold it in the tip of your fingernail, but it's still there, and it's causing all her levels to go up. And it was just, the
Yeah.
pituitary gland also controls a lot of things in your body. The lady that introduced me to it, she would find videos to talk about the pituitary gland and people that had taken the Immunocol and everything. And so finally, my husband says, let's give her the Immunocol. So
Mm-hmm.
my daughter started taking 6 packs. So she was taking 3 of the blue one and 3 of the silver one.
Mm-hmm.
And she took that probably like 3 months, and she was going to be, they were going to be moving her into her own insurance, right? So I mean, I had her on my insurance, and I said, since I've already met your deductible, let's see if your doctor would do another MRI
Mm-hmm.
for your, because we want to know what, what it's done. She
Mm-hmm.
asked for them to send her the report, to email it to her, and they did. So we're reading it, and it says no sign of tumor in pituitary gland, no sign at all. So I'm like, I don't believe that. So I sent it to my daughter, who works for neurology, for neurologists. And so she said, yeah, Mom, I see these all day long. There's nothing. It says they didn't find any tumor.
Mm-hmm.
So the doctor didn't call me till about a month later to tell me that they didn't find a tumor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just one of the testimonies that I have. I have several that, if you're interested, we could talk about it later.
Mm-hmm.
But I have several testimonies that, like I said, this is not a miracle, but it makes your body work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
helps it do what it's supposed to do. So I have
yes,
a question.
it
So you talk
does.
about packets. How do you take this? You put it in
So
water,
this,
like
if you can see here, you see these little boxes here, and then you can see the little
yeah, the
packages
little packets. Uh-huh.
like this. I think, let me see if I can.
Oh, I can
This
see
is
it.
the,
Uh-huh.
there.
Yeah.
So you put that in an ounce of water, and then there's another, and they provide a cup that has the line on it that measures the amount of water. Then you shake
Okay.
it up, and then you add more water. You can also do juice. We also sell another, it's called the Immunocol Booster. And what that is it's 50 vegetables and fruits that we're supposed to eat every day that we don't, because we can't, right? That's a lot of fruit, but it comes in one little package, and I mix it with these, and it gives it a wonderful flavor. It really does.
Okay.
So I do one of each of these every day, and with the booster. And so I didn't put it on here because I wanted to make these the star, because these are the ones that have that cysteine that we
Yeah.
need, and the rest of them adds to this wonderful nutrient that we have.
Mhm. Well,
But
what's funny
nonstop
about me,
taking.
so my lupus is first of all, let me say I'm a terrible patient. Let me just say that right off. So when I was diagnosed with lupus after my bone marrow biopsy, they were gonna put me on Plaquenil and all the medicines, right, for it. And I respectfully declined. And so because the one thing that I did not want, and Amanda knows how I am about this, I did not want to take a medication because one of the side effects of Plaquenil is you can get calcification deposits in your eyes, so you can end up being blind over time, right? And trouble like just vision. And I was like, I am not And then, so yeah, you literally have to go every 3 months if you're on it to go to an ophthalmologist to get your eyes examined. So as I was reading all the different medications they were trying to give me and the different side effects, I decided to pass. And I decided to just do like vitamin. I used to go do vitamin injections, and I decided to just let my body do what it was supposed to do. And so I decided to take care, try to do a little bit better, be a little nicer to my body, so it was a little nicer to me and it was able to do what it needed to do. So I have lupus. I do not take medication for lupus. I was diagnosed probably 15 years ago. And people always say, you don't even look like you have lupus. I'm like, well, because I don't take the medication for it. That's always my response. And my body has done well. I do have like aches and I get like weird sometimes, but because I have it. But I am more into like supplements and just trying to do more water. Literally, I just try to take care of my body so my body takes care of itself. Yeah. And my blood work is fine. My white blood cells are still low, but I'm mindful about who I'm around and who's in my house and where I eat at, and things like that. So yeah, so my rheumatologist, my hematologist decided to dismiss me from their practice. So we all know what that means if you're in healthcare. Yeah. They decided to say, you can't come here because if you die, something happens to you, it's not going to be on me because you're not listening. Yeah. And so they dismissed me. And it was a mutual thing. I was okay with that, but they didn't want to keep me on as a patient if I wasn't going to take medication. And I decided to be dismissed, and that was fine with that. And so I've been letting my body do what it needs to do, honestly, all on its own. So that's why I was like, so when I was looking at this, I was like, oh, okay, because it's more of like what I'm in line with. And I do have diabetes as well. I was on metformin, but my medication has been reduced. I'm reducing my medication because my body is actually self-regulating as I've lost weight and just try to do better by it. So I just don't like medication. And one thing that actually kind of drove how I felt home was, during COVID, if y'all remember how difficult it was to get medication, how people were able to get medication. And my whole process and my thought process was, and this is why, like, I don't want to have to do anything that the government can control, to be honest with you.
Yes.
So somebody can just not make it, and then my future, my health is suffering because of it. Yeah. I don't want to be part of it. That's why I'm really trying to be a better steward of my body and my health and I get some things you can't help, but I just really just try to be better and just do more supplements. And I like drinking teas now and things like that. So I do like supplements like this because it's just, I feel like it's just going to like help me. I don't normally take things long term. So if I do take things, normally not, I just don't, that's just not what I believe in. But I like to give my body a little boost sometime, And so I know someone would probably take a whole lot. I'm a terrible patient. I don't take stuff as directed, but I will like take it like, once a week or just to give my body a little help.
Like every little bit, like a little now and then.
It's a little, it's a little help. Like I don't want my body being dependent on anything.
Exactly.
Like I just don't, as you take it more, your body becomes dependent on it, and therefore it's not going to try to fix itself. Right. Because you're supplementing it to fix itself, right? I want my body just to give a little hint of what it needs to do. Yes. I've been good. I've been really good with it. Like, I'm really like, because I've met people with lupus, and I'm like, my God, and I was like, well, my only reason I don't take the medication for it. I don't know. That's my only like, reasoning that I don't look like I have lupus or the average lupus patient.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people,
and that's what I was
like you, like
I'm
you're
sorry.
mindful about like the side effects, like you're mindful.
Yeah. Yes.
So the side effects
on 10 medications because so many of them are just for the side effects of the other medications. Now, and then because number one, it's not good, but then number two, it's expensive. Yes. It is expensive to be on so much medication that is manufactured by these huge drug companies, and I'm like, Lord, like I think I'm gonna go to the farmer's market today. I'm trying to figure out how to grow my own vegetables.
That's right.
Like Jesus, you know what I mean? So yeah.
So like what I was saying earlier also, right? I still continue my treatment plan with my doctor while
Mhm.
taking my supplements.
That's awesome.
And
It's
yes,
always
and then
nice to
this
know
is
about new like things like this
Mm-hmm.
because some people just don't
yes.
know, but it's nice to actually be exposed to new things like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they tell us that there's a lot of like the US they've been here Immunotech we have a corporate office in Houston in the Woodlands.
Mm-hmm.
And so but they say that United States still like
Mm-hmm.
so many
Yeah.
people to contact. But what I have found is that a lot of people have health insurance and they'll ask, will the health insurance pay for it? No, it doesn't pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a supplement. They don't pay for
Mhm.
supplements.
Well, I
Talking
will say
to
this. So just a quick segue. So I do like
uh-huh,
medical billing and coding, right? And I used to
mm-hmm,
do therapy coding. And I used
uh-huh,
to work with a particular place that specialized, they mainly had a lot of autistic children.
mm-hmm.
There is a house bill, and I'm so rusty with it. I can't remember it or anything like that. But I know I can certainly look it up for you, Veronica, if you need it later. But
Okay.
there is a
Yes.
house bill that I used to fight insurance companies with that would allow it's a certain it was a dollar amount. It was like $10,000, something like that, for supplements. And
Oh,
it was, and I used to fight insurance with it, and I would win. And there was a
oh,
pediatric place, a physician here, but I used to help the therapist. I used to bill for them, but I fought it with the and with healthcare once. This one particular mom used to she was a supplement mom, and she really
uh-huh.
believed in supplements. And I fought it with that house bill. I can't remember which one. Man, it was an amazing victory on my end because I was really happy about that. But I won, and the insurance had to reimburse her for
Wow.
$10,000 for her supplement. So I can look that up
Wow.
if they
Oh,
Immunotech
yes.
needs that. Let me know. But I
Yes.
but I fought it. I fought it, and the insurance had to reimburse her like 10 grand because there was a house
Wow.
bill. It was for autism, and
Yeah.
then they would actually have to pay for a certain amount of supplements.
The lady that turned me on to Immunotech, she's my friend. She's been my friend for a long time.
Mhm.
And I met her son. I've known her son since he was about 2 years old. Yesterday he turned 17 and
Mm,
he's autistic. And
mhm,
I knew her son when all he would do was like just move his hands and like have tantrum, but he wasn't having,
mhm.
that's just that's
It's
their
just
the way.
it's just
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
And so he wouldn't talk. And so when she started giving him this immunicol, she gave him this one here, this one and this one, the silver one and the immunicol. And then we sell a little gummy right now. We're sold out on the little gummy, but that's for brain health. And
Mhm,
so she would give him all of that. And that little boy, he's 17 years old. He comes up to me, he talks a lot more.
mhm.
And she tells me things that surprise me. I mean, he's a regular teenager. He's a regular
Wow.
teenager. And
I'm
we
gonna
talk
I'm gonna look
about
that
it.
up and try to send that to you because I
Yes.
fought,
Okay.
it was a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I
Yeah.
literally had to pull up like legislative bills. Like I remember
Yeah.
it was an issue, but I did it and I won and it was great.
And so
You
when
would think
she
it would be like
gives,
ingrained in my head, but it was.
yeah.
I think I was just like, oh God, it was like I don't bill therapy anymore, and
Mm-hmm.
so I haven't
Oh,
had to deal with it or I
uh-huh.
do pediatrics either. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Do these
Yeah,
have
I'm a believer
flavors?
in vitamins and supplements and stuff like that.
So
I was a
no, these
practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
they're not they're not flavored.
Okay.
This one has a little cherry, like cherry tart,
Mm-hmm.
like it's a cherry flavor, but they're not flavored. So that's why
Okay.
I add the Immunicol booster because that
Mm,
has the fruits and the
Mm-hmm.
vegetables, and
Mm-hmm.
that would give it a nice flavor. You could also mix it up with orange juice,
Okay.
an ounce of orange juice, and then you add more water so it's not thick, and you just drink it.
Interesting. Yeah. So I manage a bariatric surgeon's office, and we
Uh-huh.
sell supplements and vitamins and things like that for our bariatric patients. Because, once you have
Mm-hmm.
bariatric surgery, your body
Yeah.
needs a lot of assistance after that because you're no longer getting the full nutrients that you need when you're eating foods.
Yeah.
And so one of the products that we offer is a powdered protein, and it's unflavored, just because we want, we want you to increase your protein intake. And some people just can't get that with food because they're just they're not eating a lot.
We also sell it's called Shake It Up. You can use it as a diet supplement. That one has 20 grams of protein.
Okay, yeah.
And that one, we have chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Okay.
My favorite is the vanilla.
Amanda knows how I am about it. I cannot do those shakes and nothing. I just can't. I cannot do protein drinks or protein shakes. I have tried, but in reality, I'm a texture person.
Yes.
I don't eat Jello. I don't eat pudding. I don't like shakes. I don't understand. My body doesn't know what to do. Like I always have Amanda laughing. Yeah. I don't know whether to drink it or chew it. My brain gets confused. It is like too much for me. Like, I don't like thick drinks. I don't. Yeah,
I told you, get you a NutriBullet, girl. Get you a NutriBullet. Make it.
I got one this weekend.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, like during the week. It was like Thursday or something. It's the Ninja one.
Yes.
The one you can put it. Yeah. So I did get. But I don't know. We're gonna try.
But I think it's getting creative, right? Getting creative with something because, like, as we all know, our bodies change as we age. We are never the same because we shed our cells. We get, everything about us changes. Our skin sheds, like everything as you age. And then your immune system, unfortunately, tanks. Your immune system goes down as you get older. And there's nothing you can do about that unless you're going to help it with supplements, unless you're going to do something to kind of help it move along. So it's just like, and everybody's different. So you have to be mindful about what your body needs.
Yeah.
Did you want to read your contact information?
Yes. So I am a Immunotec independent consultant. I can be reached at 512-919-9994, or you can go into my store and become my consultant or my client at https://immunotec.com/Veronica M. Tellez.
Perfect. Awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah,
you might see my name come up, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not selling nothing.
Yeah.
So I will just be your customer.
Yeah. I'll buy a couple things.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't do well. The last thing that I tried, I did it. I signed up, but I didn't even do it. I was like, I'm not doing this. But it helped actually Terrell with his asthma. It was Melaleuca. And so I did Melaleuca through them. But only because I needed I liked the products because it was great for my son with asthma. So I got rid of cleaning the commercial cleaning stuff here at the house.
Yeah.
And I use that instead. But believe it or not, like I got everything back. I don't use it anymore. But that stuff worked amazing. I'll tell you that.
I think people just don't understand like the stuff that you are exposing yourself to when you're using all these different things. And it's like, do you not know what you're inhaling? Like you're taking that.
Well, girl, I'm telling you, what sold me was that when I met the lady that was doing it, what sold me honestly on it was at the beginning of the presentation, like she had us take our shoes off. I'm like, what is happening? Right. We took our shoes off and then she just rubbed like some garlic clove on the bottom of our feet and was just like, then she just started her presentation. And then before you knew it, like within 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that, you could taste garlic in your mouth. And so that was like her, and she used that and it drove the point home because what the point that she made was, so you cannot sit here and tell me what you put on your skin.
Yeah.
Does not affect your body.
Yeah. It absorbs it. Yeah.
And I was like, OMG, I've got to buy all this stuff because I'm like, and all she did is like, so you're thinking about your lotions and your soap and your washing powder and what you clean your house with because you have your kids walking around, barefoot all day, like that.
Your body.
And so literally that's what I did.
The free radicals. That's what those are called. The free radicals.
Yes. So with Terrell, so my middle son had asthma, and he was on so much medication because he was always sick when we used to work together. And I literally like got rid of everything and took him off of his medications myself. I was telling you, I'm not a good patient even for my children. And I decided to take his health into my own hands. Yeah. And he literally was cured of asthma. He had inhalers. He had albuterol machines. He was on Flovanex. He was on prednisone. He was on so much medication. And I said, this is ridiculous. And so I literally took his health into my own hands. and we cured him. And he was cured to the point to where he didn't even need a rescue inhaler anymore for sport. Like we didn't even need it, no prescriptions. And when he joined the Navy, because he's in the Navy, he just got out, but they had to, because you can't join the Navy with asthma.
Yeah.
And so they literally pulled his medical records from birth.
Wow.
Before they would accept him or not. And they saw that he just like it was like all of a sudden he just stopped needing everything.
Yeah.
Didn't get any prescription refills, nothing. And when they looked at his records and saw that he was cured of asthma, he just literally did not have it anymore. They allowed him to go to the Navy.
Wow.
Wow.
Because I literally took his health into my own hands, and I was like, we're gonna have to change something because this is scary and it's crazy. And I changed our whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
And what we walked
Wonderful.
with, what we put in our bodies, what I cleaned with. I was cooking more, going to farmers markets on Saturdays and buy vegetables every week. And so I was just really mindful about things like that. And sure enough.
And it's everything, girl. It's everything. Like even yesterday. So don't tell nobody this story. Don't tell nobody our secret. Yesterday, yesterday at lunch, girl, I went and got me a Mexican pizza at Taco Bell. I was like, because I was hungry. And so
I got the Mexican belts back, girl.
Girl, yeah, I should have got one of those. But yes, but after I ate it, because I'm like you said, very mindful. So after I ate it, I started flushing. So I'm like, there's something in that sauce that my body's probably allergic to. And a lot of our allergies that we have, we don't see them because they're internal, right? So you see like the signs or the flags that your body's putting off. And so I started flushing. So I was like, okay, I guess I can't have freaking Mexican pizzas anymore. What it's doing to me internally, And as if you pay attention to your body, you will see signs on whether or not your body accepts it or is rejecting it. And you need to make sure that you're not going to keep feeding your body, because it's like over time you're abusing your body, right? You're eating, and you're eating it, and your body's having all these internal inflammations. Well, eventually those internal inflammations are going to be external inflammations. And
then things that people, food just isn't what it used to be.
Nope.
Like it's just not. Things that didn't used to bother you now. Like you're like, wait, it's really crazy. So I am a believer. I'm telling you, I understand, because even now my body, Amanda knows how I am. Like I don't even eat a lot, but my body will freak out sometimes because I'm like, I'll get bloated immediately. I'll start like getting like mucus immediately after I eat. And I'm like, something is not right. So yeah, totally understand.
So I absolutely love, like we were talking about, like supplements, anything that you can get to help your body create what it's needing.
What it's designed to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. As holistic as possible. I mean, insurances are going to try to push medications to you, of course, right? Because
of course. Sure. Yeah.
Like money, they want to keep you sick. And so
what's wrong with you? You need a prescription, and then you need another one for the side effects of that one.
Right.
And you need one more just to top it off. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a whole cycle,
It is.
And so you do have to take your healthcare into your own hands.
Yeah. But you're right, Ms. Veronica. You're like literally the person is their best testimony. Like people have talked to me all the time. When I have lupus, they're like, you don't look like you have lupus. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen people with it, and I agree.
That's crazy.
And thank you.
And it's awesome, because I have an aunt who has lupus, and she's actually on medication for lupus, because if she's not on medication for lupus, her body will shut down.
Yeah, because she's gotten too used to. I just didn't want to do that. I just didn't want to. I didn't want my body dependent on it. I just didn't.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing.
Because then you're going to need another medication for that, for whatever else it causes. And
exactly. Yeah. And I think that's the thing with me. Like, I don't want to be on 20 medications as I age. I just don't want to do it.
And it's expensive. My God.
Yeah.
You pay for health food now, you're gonna pay for medicine later. You're gonna do one or the other.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you what, I refuse to own another pill box ever again.
Look. I got one I've never used it, but I have one in my cabinet.
Yeah.
I just kind of toss it up there.
Yeah.
But I'm really just trying to like just do better and be mindful.
For sure. Because I had bariatric surgery back in 2015. So at my highest weight, I was about 320 pounds. Right now I'm sitting at about 174. But I was at my higher weight, I was on blood pressure medication, I was on heart medication, I was on vitamin D. Like I was on all these different medications because I was
because you had neuropathy too.
I still have neuropathy from
Mhm.
time to time, but that's peripheral neuropathy because of my surgery. Because when I was heavier, my nerves were being pinched, and when I lost weight,
I remember that.
and when I lost weight, it released that
Yeah.
pressure, but my nerves were already shot.
You were already damaged.
Yeah, so that's another thing.
I remember that. I do remember you like
Yeah.
my legs, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, they tingle sometimes, and they were telling me, you're gonna have to wear shoes every time you walk. You can't walk barefoot anywhere because if you have that neuropathy and you get an injury, you can get an infection, you can get sepsis. Like there's so many things can happen if I walk barefoot anywhere, which I used to walk barefoot all the time because I freaking hate shoes. Socks. But now I wear house shoes all the time because I just can't go anywhere barefoot, just in case, my neuropathy and I can't feel it, and my feet are cold all the time. So it's like I need to find supplements to help me with my circulation and things like that. So because I want my body to self-regulate, I don't want to depend on medication that I'm gonna have to use for the rest of my life. That's gonna be harder in my system than a supplement would be.
I think muscle memory is like so good for your body because your body is going to remember. Like if you just kind of help it remember a little bit, it's gonna remember. It'll pick back up. I feel like I think if we just help it a little bit, like because I really have not been drinking enough water lately. I think that I've just been so busy and my granddaughter's here and I'm just off with life. But I think like I don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
I don't even know how my kids made it at this point. I'm thinking, how did I raise y'all? Like, Jesus, I mean, be crazy.
Oh my God.
But I think that's what I'm having children younger because
I
would not be. If I had a child now, the child would be raising me. I've already figured I would have nothing to do. I would just be giving it money and letting it do what it needed to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd be a terrible mother.
That's why I'm on the fence about getting a dog, girl. Because I'm like, do I want that responsibility?
My dog, remember Trent died 2 years ago? I'm over it. I don't want nothing that I have to have that's dependent on me. Right. I'm in my selfish era.
Yeah.
I'm in my selfish era for sure.
I think I'm there too, girl, because I'm an empty nester as well. Well, right now, kind of, because Tejana moved back in temporarily, but still technically I'm an empty nester because she goes and does her own thing with her friends. Yeah. But it's different. It was hard for me to transition to an empty nester, but now it's kind of like freedom.
Yeah, now I'm like, what are you leaving?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Veronica. It was amazing.
Oh, yes.
You.
Yeah, you too.
You're probably gonna see my name come across, but I'm telling you, just send me my products. Don't ask me to do nothing else.
I will not sell them. I will. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's been an honor to be here. Really. I just was it was just amazing to see it that morning. I saw it here when I opened up my phone and I was like, ooh,
yeah,
I'm going to talk to Yolanda about it. And then I forgot about it and I went to a doctor's appointment and then she said, you should really talk about your Immunotec stuff. And I'm just like, I was going to ask you about that.
That's confirmation. That's
right.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Because we're real big on supporting business owners, especially female or minority owned businesses, because, it's hard to get your name out there when you don't really know people or you don't really know how and things like that. So we like to create a platform where we can talk to business owners because we are business owners, small business owners, we're minorities, we're women. So we like to, put that out there and just, support.
Yes. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yes.
It's been great. And I give thanks to God and to y'all.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into I Talk Back with Rae and Mandii. Please hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated on future podcasts.